Alright guys, before I get too carried away, I might as well do a little video of this tractor. I bought this tractor, I bet you it's almost exactly been a year ago. And I know this tractor at one time did run, say about a year and a half ago, or a year and 3 months ago, however you're going to look at it. And it's had some fixes going on with it. I don't know if you guys can see, but the center bolt holes broke out. And somebody made a plate across here with a stud welded to it to try and remedy that. And the back one back here is actually stripped out. It won't tighten down, so I'm going to take the head off and look at it anyhow. The head's on backwards too. I just turned it over by hand and it almost says zero compression. That could be just rust under the exhaust valve or something too, but yeah, I'll take it out and look at it because maybe the head gasket's blown clean through. I don't know. So, but other than that, other than a hood and it's missing the starter, it has the rest of the starter set up. Somewhere I even have a battery tray that come with it too. But I'm gonna see about getting this thing running. Oh, and they added these extra wide tires on them, which I'm on the fence about whether to keep them on there or just replace them with the normal singles. I don't know. It might be a good, interesting comparison between these and the a set of duals, perhaps, in wet situations. I know these will float better, but they have hardly any traction. So anyhow, that's a thought. Came with a left-hand deck when I bought it, which worked fine, not for good heavy brush use, but it worked. Manual choke setup, and I stole the fuel line and the fuel valve shut off for the fuel line. I'm sure I need it for something, and the shut off I think actually went on that 408. I think, but so first things first, let me get the head off here, and we'll see what's going on. And if that is the problem, I have another cylinder to go on this. Maybe at some point I'll get a torch and start brazing and stuff, but it won't be today. So, let's get started. Well, actually, I'll bring you guys back when I get the head off. Okay, I got the cylinder off here, and everything's looking pretty good. Checking the cylinder over real good because I don't know, many of you have been around this channel for quite a while and some new subscribers, but any 1963 I've ever worked on has had a cracked cylinder here in the front. Oops. As you can see, this one has a bolt hole cracked off, but somebody has MacGyver fixed this, which is, perfectly fine. Oops, helps if you don't get your flashlight cord in there. And it goes in just like so. And that seems to actually work. Threads look like they're really worn. Yeah. I don't know, I might have to go one size bigger with that one. And it's got one bolt broke off in the manifold back here. Hopefully you guys can see the back one. It broke off. The front one is good, so 1 out of 2 ain't bad, and there's definitely, whether you guys will be able to see this or not, I don't know, but you can definitely see there's some carbon buildup under the exhaust valve, and it looks kind of burnt. So I'll take a little bit of sandpaper and hit that, and I'm going to turn it over and see if we still got spark, which I guess I can do that while the camera is rolling here. This is the intake stroke. Okay, should have spark right here if we got any. I don't think I saw anything, did you guys? I did not see anything, so gonna have to clean the points for sure. It could be a bad spark plug or a wire, but I know this thing ran, so okay. let me get that done. Decide what I'm going to do with this head bolt back here. It might not be a bad idea to do like they did and put a stud down in there. I mean, what the heck's it going to hurt? So that's a consideration I got. If it was a front one, you could put a real thin jam nut under it real easy. Now, let me ponder on this a while. I'll be back with you guys. Okay, after some consideration here, I decided I was just going to put a nut down in there under the bottom, or under the top fin for the thread in the back and the front. I'm just going to leave the heck alone for right now. I just want to get this thing back up and running for the moment. You know, if I find, you know, the head gasket is leaking or whatever, then I'll swap the cylinder. But I'd like to hear it run again and get it going. You know, I might end up selling this, so I might end up swapping the cylinder anyhow, but for right now we're going to go ahead with this. So remember, that back head bolt's going to be a special one along with the front one. You know, that's an option to try and keep these old cylinders in use, because obviously these cylinders aren't being made anymore, and this is still a standard piston in this. So, and the only other option, there's two options I know of it for the back one, is you can go up to a 3/8 head bolt, but you got to watch the other 63Li that I redid, which I'll show a picture here if I can find it. They had 3/8 head bolts, I think in the same two locations this one had, and the front one had the top fin cracked. Now, a lot of times the top fin cracking is from using too long a head bolts. It goes down and contacts the fin below and pushes up on it, and it'll split because these are only cast. So, you know, just something to keep in mind. So anyhow, without further ado, let me get the head on here and see what the compression feels like. And what was the other option? 3/8 head bolt. Oh, or use the nut and put a stud down in there. So same difference, more or less. Okay guys, got the mag off of this tractor. Now I kind of skipped this on the 70C8 project the other week here. So, actually a bolt missing there. Or a screw missing there. And the other screw is loose on the bottom. And the other thing, there's only one bolt holding the mag on the tractor too, so I'm gonna, all problems that could be giving us the no spark issue. And hopefully you guys will be able to see this okay. But look how wet and rusty it is inside of here. So I'm fairly certain the points are going to need work, so we'll take the 220 grit and run through here a little bit. I don't have the socket on the drill. I was working on the 70 the other week and it was really starting to make me mad. I get it so it'd work, and then picking up sandpaper or crud out of the points or something. Really, the shaft on this thing needs cleaned up too, because it'll eat the points, the plastic. But let me see. Where did all my tools go? Here they are. Yep, seems snug. Always like to double check the point gap. There we go. Yeah, look how crappy that shaft is. I'm surprised as much as this thing was run that the point gap didn't change. Got a real weak spark now. I don't know if you guys. There, now it's blue spark. Yep. Got a nice blue spark. That was fairly easy. I'll off camera here. I'm gonna polish this shaft up a little bit just so it doesn't wear the points any more than it has to. I don't know if you guys can hear in the background or not, but the wind really kicked up while I was doing this. I'll be quiet for a second. I'll look at this in the editing, but clean this up just a touch. You want it to be nice smooth surface, because the points arm is actually just plastic. It's like a plastic or a nylon or something. So if you run it over rust, it won't stay set very long. The lift will be the same, but the piece they lift off of won't work. So I'm going to say the points probably aren't going to stay set in this mag too long. This shaft is pretty bad. I think I only got spark and impulse there is what I'm seeing. Oops. Let me get the drill out here. Looks like it's got spark. Really, I'm hoping you guys can see the spark plug up there really good. I'll turn it towards the camera a little bit. Yeah, I almost hit the impulse that time. So that looks good to me. We'll stick it back on the tractor and pour some gas in the carb and see if we can get it to go. I know the exhaust valve's leaking on it, so I'm hoping once we get it to run once or twice, it'll beat the carbon off of there. Even though I run the sandpaper through it, we'll see what happens.